What if everything we taught about being rich or successful was incomplete? What if getting good grades and securing a good job was only a part of the story but not the full picture? These are the questions that came into my mind as I read this book, the 13 Secrets That School Didn't Teach You on How to Become Rich by Steve Courage. So the book primarily focuses or talks about how the school system was designed to make us employees, not people who are able to create wealth. It was primarily made to be able to make us follow instructions, to be able to follow instructions and just be obedient employees, not about how to think and create wealthy or build systems that are going to impact our lives in the long run. The author tries to articulate that the current school system tries to make us just be employees who look for good jobs and just follow instruction like that, instead of focusing on entrepreneurship, focusing on creativity, adaptability, and the long life learning, or learning beyond the classroom. So not just about the traditional path. So that is what Steve Courage tries to articulate in this book, and he highlights a lot of different things. So some of my key takeaways from this book, it was actually quite a nice book, interesting book, which I would recommend a lot of people to read. So some of the key takeaways: one, the first thing is that he highlighted that school takes a lot of time, in as much as yes, we may say like we learn one or two things or a couple of things from the school, but one, it takes so much time for us to be able to grasp all those things, and most of the things we learn them in the theoretical instead of us having it in a practical way. So imagine the 12 years that you spend from your at secondary school, we still go 4, 5 or 6 years for your tertiary education, spend some years looking for a job. Steve Christ tries to articulate that this time that school takes away from our life is very precious time of our life that is prolonged for so long just to make us better employees, instead of teaching us the real stuff that we require for us to be able to make money. You will come to realize that a lot of people will be able to go to school, have PhDs, degrees, or whatsoever certificates they may have, but you still come back and not having a fully successful life, going back to the work that they'll always feel frustrated. They always just work for them to just earn a living, but not to live or build a successful life. And then another key takeaway that really stood out for me, another lesson, is about like how God has designed us differently. Like everyone has a special gift, everyone has a special talent, everyone has actually he tried to articulate it with the quote from the quote that from Albert Einstein said that everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live all its life believing that it is foolish. This is a very great saying, and I really like the most, because most of the people find that they have different skills just because do not know mathematics, physics, chemistry, or all these academic school things that we try to learn. You shouldn't be trying to be degraded because you do not know those. You just might be talented differently. You are a genius in your own way. Maybe you might be good at singing, might be good at drawing, might be good at sports, might be good. There are different types of of talents, or rather gifts. So but the school system is designed just to reward one type of intelligence, and which makes other people to be judged as if they are useless, or as if they don't know what they are doing, as if maybe they are so dumb or what, and tries to degrade their potential of earning income, their potential of trying to do greater things in this world. So those are some of the highlights that he tried to articulate. Another key lesson that I took was that the education, like success, is not about a well-defined path that everyone has to follow, but everyone has a unique path that that is able to generate them income. So it is about the real education should be about trying to find out what is your potential, what is your abilities, what is your special gift, what are your special talents, not being predefined into the ordinary way of doing things. And it might also interest you that, as the author tries to articulate, that you come to realize that in the old days, when school was introduced, come to realize that it was introduced to be able to make us employees, because in the industrial age, you come to realize that a lot of people needed to be able to come for work for them to be able to do a certain things. But in this era that we are in now, come to realize that technology has taken over. Find that there are more people whose jobs have been displaced by technology. So even whatever you are doing today, there is someone else there in the world there who is trying to make a software or system that will be able to do the work that you're actually doing. So if things have changed, So if everything else has changed apart from the school system, which means we are not doing it in the right way, we need to be able to understand and analyze that the school system there has also to be revised and see that we are able to learn the correct things. So those are some of the key highlights that I wanted to share from this book. It was very interesting book. It is it's not actually a very long book, but those are some of the highlights that I wanted to share with you as we keep on this journey of learning. Thank you very much and stay blessed.